We live in a world where spending never stops. But why do we buy what we buy? And how is our desire to spend manipulated?
Every other company on earth is trying to get you to spend money, and they're putting all their effort into getting you to spend your money on stuff all the time.
I'm Jacques Peretti, and in this series I'm going to investigate the men who made us spend. And the one emotion they've relied on for decades to do it. Fear. They found ever more subtle ways to manipulate our fears and reactions.
Poor Marge. She'll never hold a man until she does something about her breath.
They've exploited our anxieties to sell everything, from cars to soap.
You're not as clean as you think.
To the secret of eternal youth.
And the good news is you don't have to take anything off.
Okay, even better.
I'll be investigating how they've used every tactic, from paranoia to reassurance, to unlock our primal instincts.
People tell me, wow, I want this car. Why? I don't know. That's good marketing.
And I'll discover how it led to millions of us taking medication we may not even need.
It's by far the most successful drug product ever launched in the world.
Just because my brain responds to fear, that doesn't guarantee I'll go out and buy what they're selling. The marketers need to know how to frame these appeals to our subconscious. And I'm off to meet the man who tells them. I'm deep in the French countryside looking for the home of an esteemed anthropologist and psychologist called Dr. Rapaille. Clotaire Rapaille has spent over 30 years advising companies as diverse as Kellogg's, General Motors, and tobacco giant Philip Morris. It looks like the setting for a Hammer horror film, but the man who lives here has turned fear into a different kind of business. And it's a lucrative one. This chateau is one of 6 properties he owns around the world.
Hello, how are you?
Dr.
Come in,
Rapaille.
please.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Come in.
Thank you. It's a nice little place that you've got here.
Yeah. I like it very much. Yeah.
Dr. Rapaille believes that our primal desires always dictate our conscious choices. Clients get him to expose these subconscious emotional responses to a product.
People will say, wow, I want it. And I say, why? I don't know.
So if you can break the subconscious code, that gives you direct access to the line that gets you to sell things to people.
Yes, and that's success. When you do that, you're very successful.
For over 20 years, a host of car manufacturers have benefited from that success and Dr. Rapaille's understanding of fear.
The Hummer is taking post-war America by storm, from Manhattan to California. Dr. Clotaire Rapaille is the car psychologist who advises General Motors.
It's a weapon. So the message is, don't mess with me. You know, if you want to bump into me, I'm going to crush you and I'm going to kill you.
According to Dr. Rapaille, the car that I came in, an SUV, owes its very design to fear. His advice to car makers focused on exploiting our most powerful primal instinct, survival.
A car is a message. When I see the car in the rearview mirror, I want to feel, oh, okay, this one is big, this one is powerful, you know, let them go.
So it's an important protective barrier.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it gives me superiority in a very dangerous world.
So perception and fear of danger is the absolute animating principle when it comes to us making purchases.
Right. If you don't provide a car that responds to this fear, you're not going to sell it. This is it, you see, so then you go out of business.
Rapaille's techniques proved even more potent after the shock of the 9/11 attacks. By the early 2000s, SUVs accounted for over 20% of all American car sales.
SUVs are the fastest growing segment of the car market, and they're the mother lode of profitability.
Millions of car buyers were reassured by the security SUVs offered, but they were being led by base emotion rather than reason, because the SUV's very design made them less safe, not more.
SUVs are twice as likely to roll over as regular vehicles. About 60% of SUV accident deaths involve rollovers.